Hello and welcome to Love and the Planets for the week of July 16th. And I'm Margaret Gray in Dublin, Ireland.
And I'm Armand Diaz in Long Island, New York.
So Armand, after a few weeks of a fair bit of turmoil and so on, and acknowledging that we're in the middle of eclipse season, notwithstanding, this week feels like kind of an easy week, doesn't it, for relationships? I mean, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, well, yes, a break in the action, nothing new coming on the plate type of thing. Probably a lot of processing of stuff that is out there already. It is the midst of eclipses. We have Mars retrograde. There's a lot of stuff, and of course, Venus is in Virgo.
Yes, and if anybody'd like to read more about it, of course, you've just written a fabulous blog, which is on our website, www.relationshipsandastrology.com. And Venus in Virgo is kind of an interesting Venus, isn't she? Because she's actually quite a sensual Venus, but yet she's also quite a humble Venus, which is not really what we associate with Aphrodite. So in terms of relationships, just to be aware that maybe we might be a little bit more internal, we might be a little bit more private this week, and particularly towards the end of the week as well, when the moon also goes into Scorpio. So that will kind of also require a little bit maybe more time alone. But in the meantime, what do you think?
Well, I mean, the moon is waxing, which is nice. We're moving, the moon is growing, and that always sort of adds a little bit of extra energy. I think that probably maybe the Tuesday, Wednesday into Thursday, we have the moon in Libra. That might be the best time to get out and, do some stuff, have some fun. The Scorpio moon, as we get towards the weekend, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I feel that has a little bit more depth and intensity to it, which is interesting because we have this really nice aspect, a sextile between Venus and Jupiter. And that's usually, Venus and Jupiter get along well. It's usually such a great time, but, Jupiter is in reserve Scorpio, Venus is in reserve Virgo. What do you think?
Well, before I give you feedback on that, just to mention that if anybody is not aware, of course, we're starting our course on relationships and astrology next January 2019. And so it's very useful if people really want to find out how to understand these transits for themselves to relationships, because really relationships take up such a big part of our lives, all kinds of relationships, including our friendships and family and working with colleagues. But going back to the weekend, yes, I agree with you, Armand. When I first saw this aspect, Venus sextile Jupiter, I thought that's kind of a fun aspect. It's very expansive. It feels nice for relationships. But I think, again, because Venus is in Virgo and also because the moon is in Scorpio, I think there's a little bit of a quality that we might want to take some time alone at different points this week and, just do nice things, maybe go for a walk, ground ourselves, be in nature. However, there is, of course, the sun going into Leo, the best sign of the zodiac, I imagine you think, Armand. Of course.
I think, yeah, I think that.
You do think that, of course. But, that's going to kind of lighten us up a little bit in view of the two eclipses that, of course, are coming. There's one on the 27th, which is the lunar eclipse, which is in Aquarius. And then, of course, August 11th, we have the partial new moon solar eclipse at 16 Leo. So we're not quite out of the woods yet, but really what we're saying is this week, there isn't so much of a push and pull of tug of war kind of with the transits. And so maybe it's time to reflect a little bit, have some nice time alone, and also nice time with friends and family and loved ones.
Yeah, I think in partnerships too. I think that the weekend with the Scorpio emphasis and the Venus in Virgo, if you have a shared project to do together, if you're working together on something, that might be nice. And, it might be a good time to just sort of have like a kind of, sort of healthy kind of sort of a relationship detox type of time. That sounds about right. Hopefully we can get a little fun out of the Venus Jupiter aspect. But I don't know. I would go for midweek. But you know what? I would probably just enjoy whatever mellowness we can get out of it.
That sounds good. And on that note, take care and see you next week.
Bye bye.